Imagine with me. As if you were there. A jaguar, an eagle, a viper, and a rabbit. It was at the temple, through candlelit stained glass panels, that I saw their stories. It was told in 4 different ways. Each story showed a different victor as the others lay dead. In 3, a different predator killing the rest and claiming their prey. In 1, all the predators killing each other and the rabbit was left. But there was one final panel in each story. Images swayed as the stained glass caught the flickering candlelight. No matter the winner, no matter the story, each final panel had them all eventually dead. The next, remembering. A flame-tipped arrow lands on a pool of oil inside of the temple, and a fire starts. No one seems to be aware of it yet. And it is spreading fast. What do?
It's time to go, no?
Mm-hmm.
Where to the butterfly field?
Mm-hmm. Yep, the meadow.
Okay.
All right.
You quickly start to move from the temple all the way across, again, back down through the festival square. People are still in that state of joy. Moving, as you're moving through the town, is there anything that you want to stop and do as you're moving through it?
I think I might, how high are the flames at this point? Is there smoke? Is there anything that's starting to kind of?
It looks like it might be on the verge of that. It's still the inside. It's still the oil that's been caught. You haven't heard anything break, anything burst, but you know that fire is absolutely on.
I don't want to start pointing people that direction if it's not that natural yet, because it seems weird. So I think I think on it and I decide not to.
You think on that, decide not to, keep moving forward, and through your mind you start to remember all those scrolls, all those books, those histories, the lessons that have been meant to be passed down from one generation to another.
I'd like to see, as we're moving, because we're moving with intention now, is there anyone in this town who is looking at us in a way that is not, I hesitate to say normal, but...
A knowing look?
Yeah.
I'm scanning for the children specifically, I think, because they do know what's happening, and I just want to see where, to lob onto your point, what are the kids? Because, they're the only ones that seem a little sneaky and suspicious because Juancho laid out those plans.
And I'm looking for someone following us.
Great. Across the board, give me whatever that speaks to what you're trying to assess. Insight checks, perception checks.
22.
22. And if you want to assess something else that's different from that, you're absolutely welcome to.
So Leo rolled a 21.
21.
Perception, and I think my eyes are peeling for any sign of Eliseo while we're heading in that direction.
Great.
Ooh, I'm gonna look towards the priestess and the elders, and that's a 17.
Can I look instead towards that, but something. Can I convince you to let me make a history check to see what is normal in this town?
Oh yeah, I'll take that. What's not lining up? What feels like not congruent with what happened before?
12.
12. History check 12. Perception, insight?
Perception, I did insight, 17.
Insight 17. And perception, insight.
22.
Okay, cool. We'll go one at a time. We'll start, Leo, with you. Perception of what score?
21.
21. You're looking for Eliseo.
Yes.
You, like a hawk, sharp, you are scanning and you know precisely what you're looking for. There's just no sign of Eliseo anywhere, nowhere. But what you are noticing with that is that the hunters are starting to mobilize. So whatever it is that you convinced Azune to do, it seems like that's starting to spread around town. And you see that the hunters are moving with a different kind of urgency than you recall.
Okay.
And they seem to be gathering towards the north, which is the road to the gift. Koja, you rolled a high insight, and what is it that you're trying to assess? The children?
Yes, I'm trying to scope out, is there a plan forming that I can visualize of the children mobilizing?
Here's what you notice. The first thing that catches your eye is a group of kids that run past you, and the laughter that they let out, you're able to insight, is of pure mischief. Pure mischief. You see them running across. They seem to have picked up some materials. You don't know what's really in their hands, but you see where they're heading as your eye follows them, that they're creating havoc. All of the sand artists in the festival square, you learn that they're the targets. They're running across all of the sand art. They're just ruining it. They're picking up the sand, throwing it up in the air. And then you see Esperanza chasing them, and she's like running after them with fire in her eyes, ready to, and she's even trying to cast Mold Earth, trying to like trip them up. She's like, you better come back here. And so chaos is starting to ensue, and it's starting to get the attention of at least the sand artisans in the festival square, who are getting their works of art trampled on.
Dang.
Sorry.
And Catalina, you are looking for...
I'm looking for the elders of the high priestess, because I remember originally when I was later to getting the water to the fountain, I saw the high priestess kind of up somewhere.
Yes.
So I want to see if they're starting to like take positions or anything like that.
You do recall that the high priestess seemed to have been watching you from a distance when you had taken, the last time you took the bowl of water to the fountain. And you're scanning, you're looking around, you can't quite locate her, but something else kind of tugs at you as you're heading towards the Monarch Meadows. You almost feel, again, this like kind of translucent butterfly start to like, it's as if it's emerging from a cocoon and then wanting to start to spread its
I don't want to
wings.
scare it.
And then it comes right back.
No!
It was
History check with Neza.
12.
A 12. Your mind is focused on a very specific thing, wanting to hold two different things side by side. What you recalled before and what is happening right in front of you. What happened before, by the time you were in the festival square last time, where was all of your attention? On who?
Elitza.
What stands out to you more than anything is her absence. That is the thing that feels the most out of place and different. Moving through the town, it takes very little time. You are kind of going upstream in a sense because most people are heading towards the festival square. There still is other activities that are going on around. The horn has not been sounded yet, so Elder Adhan has not called forth the people to join him at the gift. Arden is still with you.
Yeah.
And he's running right beside you, and he says, wait, there was something else that I was supposed to do. Did you still want me to go and engage the elder? Did you want me to stay by?
Should we stop the horn? I mean, I feel like if the temple's on fire, I don't think anyone's going to the gift.
Oh, okay.
Do we want it to happen? Do we want the horn sounded so that we can face the threat again?
You really think they're gonna blow a horn when there's a temple on fire?
I think if they don't see the fire and the smoke, or the smoke and the fire before it's time, they're gonna sound the horn.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me think. The elder's up there.
Alone.
If these monsters were to come, he would be in danger still.
Maybe Arden should go more so to warn him, not to try to take the horn out.
I like that idea.
Or to call the town towards the fire.
Okay.
And if we're all at the butterfly field, I'm sorry, how are we?
The monarch.
The monarch.
Yeah, Monarcha, I believe.
The Monarch Meadows.
The Monarch Meadow. If we're at the Monarch Meadow, when the horn is sound, we're going to be too far away to get there in time and people are going to die. And so maybe we've already sort of missed the mark to see
Yeah.
La Curandera. Like maybe.
I think we've made our choice.
Yeah.
But that's not bad.
No.
We need answers
You're right.
before we try to repeat what happened yesterday.
Right, right.
Yes, we were able to save some, but we were not able to save all. And I'd much rather us know what we're dealing with than going blindly ahead. Arden, I think it would be best if you go and try to convince the elder to come back.
Is that what you think too, Catalina?
I think they're right.
Okay.
Please be safe.
Of course. Yeah, right. Okay. You be safe too.
Yeah, okay.
And I will see you all. We will see each other again.
Yes.
And he heads north.
If we're not there to protect them, everyone we care about who died will die again.
We have
And
to
is
keep
this
going.
inevitable,
We have
then?
to keep going.
Yes, I agree. We have to keep going. We have to know what's causing this and why us. Why are we affected by this?
You're right.
As you continue to move, and now running, moving, and talking, as you're trying to make sense out of all this, you get to the outskirts of town. The hard-packed dirt is no more. Now we're getting to the space in between the wilds and Alma. To the west is the Monarch Meadows, and just beyond that is the Red River, one of the branches that flow out of the gift. Directly south from you, from where you are right now, is the cenote. And a little bit further east from there is the Alpaca Ranch, Leo, where you're from. Do you continue to head towards the Monarch Meadows?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
You start to move west.
Should I check in with La Culandera and just see if that's where we're supposed to meet? Because I never really asked. I mean, I'm assuming it's there, but
Let's see what. I think there are enough signs that we've shared amongst all of us yesterday and today that are pointing us in that direction, whether or not she's there, right? Maybe it's something else that can help us.
yeah, yeah.
You continue moving forward towards the west.
Yeah.
Perception check, please.
Boy. Boy.
I'm still thinking about it.
15.
10 for Leo.
18.
18 and 15, you see something. Coming from the cenote, heading into town. Catalina and Koja, you're the only two in the group that spot a familiar figure. And it is Elitza. She has not noticed you. She is moving from the cenote into the town, and it looks like she's focused, moving forward, possibly heading towards the festival square.
I
Yeah.
instinctively grab Neza. And I don't look at you, I just look at Elitza.
I follow his gaze and I see her.
She's maybe 300 feet or more away, enough where you can call out to her and get her attention, but also enough to maybe have her move on without noticing you.
Wait, keep going.
Keep going. And Tunnel vision kicks in, keep moving towards the west. Moving further out of Alma, the rest of the jungle starts to come alive in a different way. Heading towards the Monarch Meadows, the foliage is less dense towards the west as it is when you move south and into the wilds. The Monarch Meadows is not too far outside of Alma, so it's not quite jungly. But because of the distance from the town, you start to hear different things, insects, different birds on the jungle air. You can hear the gentle call of the antbird, the low rumbling of the razor-billed curasao. The song of the white-throated toucan sounds like, Tío Juan, Tío Juan, Tío Juan, Tío Juan. A distinct contrast, the melodies of the natural jungle, the songs of that natural world, with what you find yourself contending with in this moment. There's still some time before you get to the Monarch Meadows. An opportunity for you to perhaps speak to someone among your group.
Well, is the fire visible? Or the smoke at least?
Perception check. If you turn around to take a look at that.
7.
Anybody else?
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20. You turn around, Catalina, and you absolutely see a plume of smoke. And with that natural 20, there is definitely something shifting in. Maybe from this distance you would still be able to hear just a little bit of that exuberance, the collective joy that is part of the people of Alma on this particular day. What stands out to you more than anything is the sounds of the jungle. You don't really hear any of that from here. You don't hear anything else necessarily from the people, but you absolutely see a plume of smoke.
Leo, is there anything tracking us, maybe?
I will turn my eye towards, I guess, are we walking near any jungle or are we on high grass? Like, what is around us? Like, if I wanted to do a sort of quick scope to see if there were any predators nearby.
There's the hill. It's a little rolling topography, so you'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to move forward and find a slightly elevated place, but not as much as like a hill to stand on. So yeah, you could go do that and roll me a perception check.
A guidance.
Excellent.
I see that hummingbird again, just in the distance.
And guidance
100%.
is D4?
A D4, yeah.
I will need it. 6 plus 6, 12.
Nice.
So, as the hummingbird flies through the air, it lands on Leo, and then it kind of dissipates. Is that how the guidance works?
Yeah, it's kind of like I think I see it, and I'm not sure because this is sort of happening still involuntarily. I haven't quite got a hold of it, so I think it's like I see it behind her, and then it's gone. Yeah.
Excellent. On instinct, this sort of manifests, and right on the heels of it happening is when you catch up to the very thing that you've done in time to witness this image land on Leo and dissipate around her. You feel yourself, the world around you just becomes a little bit more focused, and you find yourself become a little bit more calm, but you also become aware of the source of that assistance is absolutely in Neza. What's your total?
12.
12. You stop to kind of assess what's happening on this tiny little hill that is right in front of you. Something about the stopping and losing momentum that rubs you the wrong way in this moment. You can't quite tell if anything is after you, but all you know is where to move forward to. That's all you get.
I think I'd like to come down from that, let the group know, and Neza, who had asked me in particular, is I don't think anything's tracking us. I think we just have to keep going. And I sort of want to go to Koja, just to briefly say, I know it didn't end up mattering, or maybe it's always going to happen or never going to happen, but I just want to say thank you for helping me when we were out there still in the field, and I couldn't handle it as well as I thought I did, and you help me out.
Oh, from what I remember, you handled it perfectly. Even today, as things are unfolding, you've taken charge, you've made decisions. I don't know, I mean, you've helped us so much. You, out of all of us, have the instincts of a fighter, and we need that. So thank you.
I appreciate it. It was nice to have someone to lean on for that moment.
Well, I think we can all lean on each other.
I'm sorry.
For what?
The way I spoke to you yesterday, or today. I just, I don't believe in your God, or any God. But something's helping us.
Are you okay?
No, but
Right.
I like it.
Okay. I mean, you seem to know a lot about this.
I don't know anything. I just know for the first time I'm aware that I don't know, and that's okay.
I get that.
And she's still alive. Today she's alive.
And if all goes according to plan, it'll stay that way.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't want to. I have a feeling that. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think what?
Nothing.
Okay. Can I insight check?
Yeah.
18.
If you're trying to be deceptive or cover it up, you can roll. And it can be a contested roll.
I don't want to scare you. No, I don't think I'm trying to deceive you. I think. I don't think this is real anymore.
Yeah.
I think whatever was on the other side of that hole is real. So I think what you see is that same sort of mischief that the kids have in their eye.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
Are you having this conversation loud enough that we can hear?
Yeah. Well, we're all together. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, did you say something? You don't think this is real?
Yeah. I don't think. It's hard to explain, but I've always felt like this, like there was something missing here, and I couldn't. I think I was always angry because I couldn't figure out what was missing, and I thought it was my parents, and then I thought it was my grandfather, and then I thought it was Elisa, but I think what's missing is the truth. And whatever's on the other side of that thing we saw yesterday is at least a hint of what's true.
But, Catalina, is there anything in your teachings that ring a bell to this event? I just am very confused about why we seem to be the only people to acknowledge this event.
I can do history. Try. We'll see. 14.
14 total?
14 total.
Oh, you're going through all the different lessons and all the studies that you had to endure as an acolyte.
There's this one about a man with a boat, and that was about patience. There was one about sisters, and that was about like generosity.
And there's a lot of stories like that. And a lot of those stories are also personified with different animals representing people or individuals. And you are trying to rack your brain about something about, what is it specifically that you're trying to recall? Like what details of a story?
I mean, it's interesting because the one that's coming to mind right now, just because we saw it most recently, is the wisdom, but then also the statue in the square that had this face of like resolute kind of belief, and then also this doubt and this fear. So there's like the splitting nature
nothing very specific comes to mind in terms of like, here was a story that exemplified exactly what we're experiencing.
Like a prophecy of this moment, yeah.
Well, the word prophecy comes to mind, and as quickly as it comes, it fades away, but what you kind of hold on to from that isn't necessarily religious prophecy, this is what's coming no matter what. But there's something to the stories in Alma seem to always be revolving around lessons of how to be towards each other. And the one word that keeps coming back to mind is sacrifice.
There's nothing specific about this. There's no prophesized destiny. But there's also the thing with the animals, right? That there's the rabbit and the snake and the cat.
The eagle.
And the eagle. And no matter what happens, the rabbit dies.
No matter what happens.
Sometimes the snake, sometimes the cat, sometimes the eagle, but the prey always dies.
What about the coyote and the hummingbird?
Do I know anything about that?
History check.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Nat 1.
Oh.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Not just nothing comes to mind. It's, well,
You've never heard of the word coyote.
Yeah.
What is a coyote?
A bird can't hum. It doesn't have lips.
Please tell me that's what you say.
I'm not involved. It's your one.
Well, there are hummingbirds and coyotes that
And
exist.
I think I see it behind her again, but it's not there. There's a... Gosha, did you see it when you were with me yesterday?
See what?
When I was a kid, my grandmother used to tell me a story about a coyote that found a golden hummingbird. And the hummingbird was thirsty, and the coyote was starving. And instead of eating it, the coyote lapped up water from a river and let it splash on the hummingbird. And the hummingbird led it to a tar pit that then became Alma, the two rivers of Alma. She used to tell me this all the time, like a bedtime story. And then she would tell me that it was our secret. She said...
And you're seeing hummingbirds and coyotes now?
Yes, yesterday and in the days prior, I thought I was seeing, like, out of the corner of my eye, something that was there, and then it wasn't there. But then today I've seen a few times a golden hummingbird.
And when you see it, how do you feel?
Like I'm moving in the right direction. And she always said that I was the hungry coyote in that story. And I thought she was just rambling. But this is from her past.
Then we need to trust the hummingbird, and it will be our guide.
But I can't, I mean, it just kind of, I have no control over this. It just is here, and then it's gone, so, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I see myself in my reflection, in my dreams,
Oh.
and it scares me.
What about it scares you?
It reminds me of mortality. And it reminds me of time. And it reminds me of the inevitability and the power it has over me. I don't know what that means, but I think because this day keeps happening, or has happened before, that time is our enemy.
Do I remember any days besides today?
Like from throughout your
Yeah.
life?
Can I history check it or something?
You don't need a history check. You do remember a full life here. You remember your childhood here. You remember growing up closely, brought up alongside a number of your peers in early on being pulled into the acolyte service. And as you're pondering that, you have a memory bank of a lifetime of memories, and they all feel real.
That's not the same thing as being real.
Skin and bone is more than memory. When I fell asleep last night, I remembered a song Elisa wrote when she was a child, when she was a teenager. That's when I knew I loved her. Skin and bone is more than memory. I'm so glad that I can see the scars that you put on me, because skin and bone is more than memory.
Memories.
Maybe the people who die have some sort of indicator that they've died. Maybe that's how we can convince people that they're
Who are the people that died?
Elisa.
Do we remember?
Elisa, your father.
Yes.
Talo? The leather worker?
The priestess.
Valdez.
In this moment, you hear a horn. Distant, but still strong enough to be carried across the valley.
Okay, we have to get to.
Can I, do we hear the wail that came after that?
There was a woman's scream.
Give me,
What was that? Who was that? What was that?
give
was a woman's
me
scream.
a wisdom check.
A wisdom check.
Actually, I want to, whatever your primary, so either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, your spell casting, the attribute that connects you to the magical world, that's what we're testing.
Huh. Okay.
17. 14 plus 3, 17.
17 as well for Lou.
14.
For Koya.
Just 12.
You stop and you wait to see if that sound follows. And you don't hear that. Actually, don't hear much of anything. The birds have stopped. And you're in utter silence. The meadows are not far from here. You've been keeping up a good pace heading in that direction as you've been talking. But something does occur to you. That if things go how they went before, the people that you saved will have nobody there to save them.
But they came, it was on the way back. So we still have time.
There's a whole ceremony before.
With the autopilot fish.
History
Right.
check.
For who? Everyone?
Everybody.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
17.
17.
Me too. Natural 1.
Neza and Koja,
Oh,
the realization of that.
Want some coffee?
Yeah, right. Oh, you have coffee?
Yeah, it's better
amazing.
to chew it.
Oh,
Chew the
incredible.
coffee. I've done that.
Whoa.
Something, as you're starting to put all this together, the memory of someone that you were there to save stops you in your tracks. Koja, who stands out to you in your mind that causes you to halt in what you're doing right now?
Elisa's the person that I think about. right
Elisa
away.
comes to mind, someone who fell even when you were there, despite your best efforts. And as you are remembering who she was in life and remembering her body on the ground, you recall a large horned beast with a giant sword kicking tail down and rushing towards him. And you realize in this moment, the reason why Tail survived is because you were there to stop it, the group. And almost as if you're picturing what would have happened had you not been there, as you're remembering this, you can almost see this jagged sword get driven into his chest. Neza, somebody comes to mind and it halts you in this very moment. Who is it?
I think the first image is Elitsa with the javelins through her. But that's a flash. The thing that I remember is that I saved someone else, and because I did that, she died.
You remember throwing the short sword that Leo had given you. You remember the moment before that, grabbing Elitsa and telling her, we have to go, and her stopping you and saying that she wanted to stay and help people, and that she demanded you stay and help people alongside her. And shortly after that, you saw an abomination extend a hand and about to cast an eldritch blast against Maya and Nail, her granddaughter that was huddled behind her. And it dawns on you that you won't be there to stop that from happening. Catalina and Leo. You don't hear anything. The birds have gone silent. All that exists is the wind. And you remember hearing the wail of a woman. You don't hear that now. But for some reason, flashing in your mind, natural 20, where did that come from?
Me, Leo.
Leo. Your hunter's senses kick in. And although you weren't here when you heard the wailing woman, you were somewhere else along the road to the gift when you heard that sound, or were you in the square? You start to feel like, wait, was I here when I heard it? Was I over there when I heard it? You can't quite place exactly where you were, but what you can place is the direction that you feel it came from. You feel, even from here, not hearing it, but remembering this, in your gut you feel, wherever that sound came from, whenever it comes from, anywhere. You feel in your gut, wherever that sound came from, it's come from deep beyond the wilds, in the south, west. And you have no idea why that comes to you, but it does. Catalina. You start thinking about the wailing woman sounds, and immediately your concern with that slips away. What you notice, maybe about 100 feet ahead of you, something on the ground, and catching the light. There's no sunlight beaming through. The misty clouds have, as usual, blanketed the valley. But there still is light that comes through, and objects can still catch that light. Something on the ground about 100 feet away, more or less, and it's catching some light.
I think I'm gonna trudge a little further ahead and go investigate.
You do.
Yeah.
Anybody else
Yeah, I'll follow her.
following?
Yeah.
Lost in thought, Koja? Do you
Yes.
snap back?
No, I live in that feeling, and then I think, do these people feel pain? If we were to relive this day over and over, and these people die day after day, do they come back the next day feeling all of that? Then I think about Odessa and her white hair, think about Theo and his exhaustion,
Yeah.
and I say, this must affect them somehow. And it's got me paralyzed.
Neza?
I think that I should have talked to her just now. And this is the second time in the same day that I fucked this up.
As that's moving through your mind, Neza, and as this is moving through your mind, Koja, Leo and Catalina have moved forward. You still see this glimmer of some object catching light. Behind you, Koja, Neza, you start to, you're still in that moment in your mind, but you realize that you're not standing alone. And you both catch the other one standing in front of you, caught in some way as well. Leo, Catalina, roll for me a perception check.
I am scared.
11 only for Leo.
I'm scared.
Well, my passive is 16.
Oh no, it's 5. Oh jeez.
Total 5?
5.
They said
11.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's 5.
Okay. Catalina, you're moving forward. You're caught on what's happening on the ground, this sort of light object, this object catching the light. Leo, you move ahead. And as you approach this object, it becomes clear to you what it is. Koja and Neza, you have caught up to that moment. You see who you're in the presence of. What do you do?
We should go back.
We've made our choice. This was the right thing to do. Please, lie to me. Tell me this was the right thing to do.
This was the right thing to do.
And I walk up to them.
Koja starts to move forward to catch up to Leo and Catalina. Leo, what you see in front of you looks like a butterfly wing, except devoid of all color. It's in grayscale. The veins are as black as they normally would be, but that vibrant red-orange color in between those veins has been drawn away or muted or whatever it is. It's grays and whites and blacks.
Do I see any marks of like this was attacked by another creature, like physical marks?
Survival check, please.
I'd also like to do a survival check as well, just to see if
Great.
it's alive or...
Yeah. As you all start to gather, you are all seeing the same thing. This is half of a butterfly wing, or one butterfly wing.
Does this look like the things that were sent to aid us in the battle?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, a survival check over here.
I only got an 8.
An 8. And I'll take a nature check from you, Koja.
That's a 14.
14.
8.
8. I think, and anything from you, Catalina, if you want.
Oh, like for investigation?
Investigation.
Yeah, I'll do, let me see. I'll
take survival, investigation.
I'll do, survival or investigation? I'll do survival. No. 4.
Right. What happens as you all gather around this is you're seeing something you've never seen before. You have been able to see the monarch butterflies here. They fly around. There is an association with them and the curandera, the shaman. They also tend to hover around her. But they have been caught many times flying freely in pairs and trios around the town. But to see one half of a wing only, and to see it devoid of color, is absolutely something you have never seen before. Koja, you look at this and you're able to assess that you look at the edges of the wing and it looks like it's been torn. And you look a little bit more closely and you see that the way the wing, the tissue of the butterfly wings is such a delicate fiber. Imagine taking a piece of paper and crushing it with your hands and then letting it go, and you see the creases that remain from that kind of pressure that was put on it. You can see that this butterfly's wing was grabbed with force and torn off of wherever the rest of it is.
Can I pick it up? Is that okay?
You can.
Like to hold it. What does it feel like?
It feels delicate. The fibers of the wing are soft. It feels like how you would imagine a butterfly's wing would feel. But a butterfly wing that's experienced a little bit of violence. You look more closely and you see that there's tears inside of it, inside of the fibers of the wings.
And may I do like a survival or animal handling check to see what kind of creature could have ripped this off, or a nature check?
We'll do a survival check.
That's an 11.
11. You do know of a creature that might do this kind of a violence on any other creature. A cadejo comes to mind, and you don't think that it's that. Doesn't look like it's got whatever you would expect a cadejo to do, but there's something about the edges, the way the fibers are frayed from the place that it should have continued to be attached to the rest of the body. The tear was strong.
Could I discern that it is an animal and not some other type of creature? So in my Rolodex of animal knowledge, like, do I then quantify like, that does not compute? Or do I just not have enough information to track?
You can't tell right now, yeah.
Okay.
Those thoughts are moving through your mind, but you can't quite land on any kind of conclusion.
Are you okay? I'm talking to like one of the...
Speak to the wind.
Yeah. Are you okay? Where are you?
I need a perception check from Catalina.
You got it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. 19 plus 2, 21.
21. You hear those words come out of Neza's mouth, as whispered as they may have been. It's almost as if the wind itself picks up those words and you hear them with clarity in your mind. Are you okay? Catalina? Everything around you looks suddenly a little bit blurry. Like as if you have woken up from a very deep sleep and you haven't quite made sense of the world around you. Those kinds of Sleeps that you wake up out of, where you wonder how much time has passed. You can still feel the people around you, but then you almost hear as if it's been repeated, "Are you okay?" You hear the wind as if it's breathing. Come, child. You feel something inside of your chest as if it's pulling you forward.
I follow it.
You move forward. And as you all move forward, unless you are staying behind.
No.
Catalina's moving forward. How are you moving forward? Are you taking careful steps? Are you moving with...
I think I'm just like moving with purpose and like I imagine moving in a way that feels familiar to my body but doesn't feel familiar to me.
Mm-hmm. As if something is pulling you forward. You still feel a sense of agency in your body, but something else at play leading you along. You look forward onto where you would anticipate would be the edges of the Monarch Meadow. And on the ground, scattered around, you see another wing, and another, and another. You notice one figure, almost like a statue, a gathering of vines that have twisted around themselves into the form of a humanoid-like figure. And it's completely still.
Can I investigate?
You can.
Okay.
So you're gonna move closer to this,
Yeah, I am.
and you, since you're intentionally doing so,
Yeah.
consciously, you are welcome to guidance yourself.
Cool. I'll do that because it was not a good roll. Yeah. I'll do that. And then that's a D4. Come on. Anything. Okay. 6 + 2 + 0. So like 8.
8.
I just approached this viney guy.
As you get closer, you can't really, nothing pops out at you to investigate because there doesn't seem to be anything to investigate. It's as if these vines have grown naturally or have been formed in this particular shape. What are the rest of you doing?
I think I'll probably also, or not also, but I will, Leo will look around and see if there's anyone or anything that she can see that might be responsible for all these tears that we've seen on the ground. Like, is there anything now, because we're in the meadow now.
Yeah, now you're entering the meadow at this point.
So I want to sort of on high alert be sort of scoping the area to see if there's anyone that we can see or anything that's responsible for what happened.
I will take a perception check from you.
Ooh. 19 + 6, 25.
25. Again, the hunter's training kicking in, and you're able to scan around. What you do notice are the following things. You see flowers, vibrant, also quite large, of all kinds of shades and hues and colors. And they're there. The smell, the collective smell of these flowers hits you. There's still no sounds, no birds, no insects. And you scan around the tree line and you see absolutely no movement. What you do see, some 45 feet away, is another one of these vine figures.
I don't like that.
Do I get a sense, and I can approach closer if I need to, do I get a sense of if it's grown over something or if it's just vines? Like, is there a person under there?
That will require you to get
Yeah.
closer to either one or the other one. Either one. One or the other.
Whichever one's closer to me, I will approach.
The one that is currently closer to you is the one that is near Catalina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will approach with the intention of seeing if there's something underneath there that you can
Like,
get.
is someone trapped, or is this like a weird, standing on its own occurrence? Yeah,
Great.
creature.
Koja, Neza, what are we doing? Koja, we'll go here first.
I'd like to do the same thing that I did in the day prior, where I went, when I first was in contact with my druid capabilities, and touch the ground, feel connected to the earth, to feel what is happening around me. If maybe nature itself can provide answers.
Great. Is this a specific spell that you're going to cast to try to help ascertain this? Or is this more of a nature check?
Let's see if I can.
And while you're- no spells?
No.
Okay.
My spells are bad.
And
It's okay. You'll get better ones. soon.
Neza, what are we doing in this moment?
Well, I'm watching Koja because we had that moment and he said, lie to me. And so behind his ear, I see that hummingbird again. And I cast guidance on him.
Thank you.
But I'm fighting the urge because I think the curandera is dead. And that means we need to go now because everyone else is going to die if she can't protect. I mean, she saved so many lives herself. So we're going to suffer more deaths than we did yesterday if we don't leave.
9.
9.
They said 18.
Great. You're getting a closer assess. You're tapping into sort of the natural world and trying to see if it can give you any sort of feedback. All that you notice is the silence. And you too see the meadow of vibrant flowers, but something is not right. As you go down to the ground and commune with the earth, you also see, again, even closer to it, leaves, these pieces of butterfly wings just scattered about, all of them devoid of color. We're approaching, now we're really up close to...
Yeah, up close to one.
I will take an investigation check. And if you're there, you can provide...
All guidance.
You can, absolutely provide guidance.
Oh, wow. And guidance is a D4?
A D4.
Oh, wow. 23.
23. You are getting really close to this vine-like creature. It looks more like a statue. Not made of stone, but clearly a gathering of these twisted vines in this humanoid form. It does not look alive at all, and it doesn't look like there's anybody trapped inside.
Leo?
Yeah?
Why were you thinking about leaving?
I've tried so hard, I think for a long time, to fit in, to be helpful and be valuable, and that gave me a lot of purpose. And I think, I don't know, honestly, once I got to where I got, where I felt like I did it, I'm good, I still felt really empty and searching. And I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of the things that I don't know about myself. And part of me thought the only way to figure those things out was to leave and to try to see more of the world, and see who I was outside of Alma. But I never had the guts to do it. And funnily enough, I think the last few months being in sort of competition with Eliseo has sort of distracted me a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I just never felt fully happy, even though I thought I should. Yeah, why do you ask?
I just was wondering if you knew something we didn't know.
I mean, I wish I did. I'm sure it'd be helpful now, but it was just a feeling.
You can be hopeful without knowing everything.
Do you have any idea what this is? Speaking of,
No idea. And I'm trying to, it feels like I should, but I don't. And I'm gonna touch it.
Great. As you are having this conversation,
I don't like the way you said great.
as you're having this conversation, you're also observing these twisting vines, and you do notice a couple things. You notice that there's moss growing on the vines itself. It's also so there is life on it if you're thinking of the plant life that's growing on it. But as you notice, okay, so you go from, is there someone trapped inside, to what is this thing, to, well, there's life on it in the mosses and the vines, and then you notice that there's also absolutely death on it as well. There's patches of the moss that has browned and gotten blackened and looks almost corroded. So, and some of the vines are withered and yellowed and browned. And so there is organic life existing here. Some that seems okay and green, and other patches of it that are absolutely dead or dying. You touch this and nothing happens.
I thought I was supposed to understand more, not less. And it feels like I don't belong in the church. I thought maybe I was supposed to belong here, but I don't know.
I mean, hearing Neza earlier, honestly, and getting to know Koja a bit more, it feels like that's something we all have in common.
Maybe that's why we remember.
Maybe. Part of me just thinks everyone else is just pretending to be fine.
Really?
That's why I never told anyone. You forced it out of me that day, but...
Sure, but you think that everyone's just pretending like it's fine? They go to the gift every day knowing they're gonna die and it's just fine?
No, I mean just in Alma, right? Like, being satisfied with their lives, like it has to be. It can't be that I'm the only one, that we're the only ones, right? Otherwise, what does that say about us?
I don't think we're that different. You might be right. Maybe people want things that they can't have. But just because you don't seek it out doesn't mean you don't still want it.
Yeah.
Maybe some people are just braver than others.
Maybe.
I think I'm gonna go sort of move away from this vine thing and go further into the meadow.
You do. Going further into the meadow, you see that other twisting figure that was spotted earlier. Everyone now is aware of that one. And then as you move your gaze towards the center and you move closer, you see something that you missed from a further distance away. You do notice that there's still pieces of the butterfly wings littered around. You see a third of these twisting vines figures, but it's crouched down and its back is towards you and its head is down as if it's looking at something in front of it, but it's completely still, just like the other ones that you've seen so far. There's no movement there's no movement at all. Its attention is on something in front of it.
I'm gonna go towards it.
Seemingly.
Yeah.
And I will have, since you were talking, I will follow close behind the Catalina.
We should go.
I want to see what the statue is looking at.
Go where, Neza?
She's not here.
And go where, Neza?
To save them. To save who we can save, or they're all going to die. And we would have wasted this entire day.
Do you think we can save them?
I know we have to try.
We're trying right now. We're trying right now. We're having answer. This is an answer. I know that it's not clear, but it's something. This must have counted for something. We save people and it's back to the beginning. At least we know this, that there's death here, that there's withering here, that we know that now. We're doing something. This is doing something. I'm sorry. It's a little frustrating understanding and coming to terms with your power and yet feeling absolutely powerless. I apologize. I didn't mean to lash out at you at all.
I'm not gonna lie to you again.
Understood.
Those of you that have approached further in, I need another perception check from you, please.
Damn, guidance to you?
Oh.
What is that? What is that?
Hey. Hey. None of that. None of that.
This is a nightmare. 7.
Did I get guidance, you said?
I gave you guidance.
Okay, there's hope. I have a +6. It's okay. Oh, fuck. 15.
15. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm telling you, I have a good plus thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't count me out. Don't count me out.
I have a good
All
plus
right.
thing.
As you get closer, to get a closer look at what's deeper in the meadow, the figure that you see that seems to be hunched over, crouched down, you start to move around to get a different look from a different angle. And you notice in its hands is a monarch butterfly that still has color.
Is it small?
No, it's one of those large monarch butterflies. It looks like it's in the thorax, the body of the butterfly is in its hands. Insight or nature check, please. From the two of you that are nearby. And at this point, as you're processing this, there's two that are further away from you. I'll let it be up to you whether you choose to bring any of this to their attention or not at this point.
9. What's
22 insight.
happening?
22 insight.
God.
We're back.
Great.
We're back.
For you. It's a butterfly.
It's just in. We're back.
Got this.
So you see this butterfly, still has color, seems to be in this figure's hand. And the Koja and Neza are about 45 feet back. About 30 feet behind them is the first figure of Twisting Vines. And then about 40 feet off to the side, parallel to them, is the second figure of Twisting Vines. They're still completely still. There's nothing happening in them.
Why would you bring that up now? I'm curious to know.
Leo,
Uh-oh.
you see this figure crouched down, butterfly in its hand, tilt its head to one side, and then to the other.
Ooh.
It looks like it's studying the butterfly. I need one more round of perception checks from everybody.
No way. Guidance?
Come on.
Guidance.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
No way. Nat 1.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? Perception?
Yes,
What is
please.
going on?
Oh, yes. 21.
21,
13.
13,
25.
25.
Oh, man.
A number of things happen at the same time.
He gonna rip those wings off.
The Koja, you hear something behind you, and you turn, and what you see immediately is those two Twisting Vine figures. They have moved 20 feet closer, and then as soon as Goja, you looked at them, they stopped in their tracks. From there, we go back to Leo. Catalina, your eyes are on Leo. Leo has moved around and has taken points, and whatever you might have picked up on in the environment around you is now completely being filtered through Leo. Except you do see that there is a monarch butterfly that is alive inside of this creature's hands. And you do catch the tail end of its head moving from one side to another. But Leo, what you see as you moved over in front of this creature to get even a better point of view, you see where eyes should be look like two rotted out holes inside of what would be this creature's head. And as you're processing that, you see the creature's jaw unhinge and it lurches forward and takes a giant chunk out of that monarch butterfly. And that is where our remembering will linger.
No, wait.